All right.
What's going on?
Morning.
Hello.
We're back at it at Dudes on Rom Com,
.com.
which you can find at dudesonromcom.com. That over there is Dennis.
What's going on?
Hello, Dennis.
Hello.
I over here is Jerald. Oh, that's a weird sentence. And we literally
Just
watched.
A Trainwreck called Trainwreck.
Yeah, it was interesting.
It was just an alright movie. It really was. Amy Schumer was...
Hey, Dennis, I have a question for you.
Yeah. By the way, that was a sigh of just not happiness.
It was acceptance of...
Yeah, it's like...
This is the train we are on, and it hit a wall. Anyway, so normally in these movies, there's at least one garbage human being.
Right.
Who is the garbage human being? Multiple choice. Pick anyone you want.
Amy. Because I don't even know her last name. This is Amy.
I don't remember if they have one.
Yeah. So it was like the main character who's named after Amy Schumer is the writer of this film, and she also stars in this film. And her character's name is Amy, so it's like, really? You couldn't go anywhere else with that? But okay, whatever.
Yeah, no.
And she basically plays a dude who just sleeps around, but everything's roles reversed where it's like, oh, where the dude would normally go sleep around with all these random chicks. Now, she's the chick that goes around sleeping around with these random guys, but she has this dude at home that's really built. It's John Cena. If you know who John Cena is.
It's John Cena.
He's in, he looks like the Hulk. Okay, he does. He literally looks like the Hulk. And he's really in shape and all this stuff, but she still has to go around slinging the puss. Where, if it was a dude, hot chick, pick whatever actor she would, put her in that role, and he would still go mess around with all these random women who were of varying ranges and scales and everything.
Yes, by the way, literally no one in this movie has a last name.
Yeah, it really is one of those things.
It's Amy, Aaron, Kim, Gordon. Yeah, nobody has a last name. Steven. John Cena's name is Steven.
Yeah.
Steven.
A giant closet case. Well, at that point, he's not even a closet case
I'm not sure he is gay.
He definitely is into men. Because even his kids, when he was like this planned out future that he had, he wanted all boys.
Yeah, but that's a man thing.
I guess. Yeah.
That's like my dynasty, my legacy.
Yeah. All boys. Because he stated, I want 3 boys and then 2 more boys.
Yeah. No, it's just like, oh, you want girls? I want girls. I want boys.
Yeah.
I can relate to boys.
Boys.
No, okay,
Working out, staring at man ass.
But
Getting turned on by man.
So Colin Quinn started this movie by basically just ruining his children.
Right.
By saying, just be swingers, man. He made them recite to not be monogamous, basically.
Right.
That's horrible. That's a horrible.
But the youngest one was like, "Yeah, no, I'm still gonna do it."
Yeah, but clearly a bad dad.
Right. Yeah, he definitely. There was no.
It's a terrible.
There's
father.
no dancing around that. He's a bad dad.
But yeah. He's really a garbage person too.
Yeah. That's where she got it from.
He's kind of like Archie Bunker.
Yeah.
If Archie Bunker wanted to sleep with stewardesses.
Yeah.
Because he'd still call them stewardesses.
Yeah.
No matter what you're supposed to call them.
Yeah.
Why is it offensive to call them stewardesses?
Because I guess there's males now.
Is it supposed to be connotation? Yeah, but they were just called stewards.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like, it's that thing where some people bring up is like, just because you're an actor, should you say actor and actresses or just a female actor? Because some women are like, I'm an actor, so why should I be called an actress?
Because you have lady parts.
Yeah, but it's like, no, just call me a female actor. Or a male actor.
Yeah.
This male actor. This
Except for that gets
actor.
weird, because then are you going to not get that Oscar for Best Leading Female Actress?
Yeah, see, that's weird, too, because it's female actress.
Well, I mean, Best Actress Female, or female lead, or whatever.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's just, honestly, it's like, whatever. It's just a description. It's just a description of what you are. It's, yeah, but I just want to be called like everyone else. It's like, okay, fine.
Yeah, but anyway, so Colin Quinn puts up this scenario that he's going to sleep with all kinds of women, and I feel like there's a part of this movie that is in the unreal parallel universe of the world where it's like, all right, Amy Schumer and Colin Quinn can sleep with literally whoever they want, because he's like, oh, I'm getting stewardesses, I'm getting your mom's friends. Yeah. I'm getting that girl who works at the grocery store, the deli meat chick. I'm getting, everyone.
Here's the thing. With Amy Schumer, it could be different than Colin Quinn because a guy basically, he has to get what he can get. If he's a good talker, then that's totally something different. But a girl, basically, she can get beyond her tier if a guy's willing to do it. See, it's always the caveat the guy has to be willing to do it.
Yeah.
Where if you're an average dude, and even if you have a sick game, she's going to look at you like, you're still not attractive. But
you're short.
Yeah, you're short. Or you're bald.
Your face is stupid.
Yeah, so it's like that. And it's like where
I don't like your ironic mustache.
Yeah. And the dude's like, yeah, well, you're still a woman. Whatever, I don't care. I'm drunk. Okay. Like, you have that caveat, even if he's like super rich and super handsome. He's like, yeah, you're still, lack for a better words, a hole. Sorry. It is what it is. Like, and people's like, oh, that's wrong.
And we say all this, and I'm going to say this now. Did you notice when her random group of men that her train, if you will, none of them were black?
Yeah.
And I say that not because I'm like, oh, why don't you sleep with black dudes as a black man? Why get a shot? No, it's more of I remember her early comedy.
Yeah, but that's that classic. Oh, I'm white and I'm big. So.
I know this because we had this conversation yesterday.
Yeah, because then the black man will just accept me, and other minorities will accept me. It's like, oh, okay.
Right, but then this movie decided to make. Okay, look, there are movies and people are like, why do they keep talking about race? And it's usually when like black people or brown people want to talk about, hey, why are you treating us as lesser than people or whatever?
And white people want to dance.
And then white people just like, I don't want to deal with it. That was a long time ago. Civil rights happened. Blah blah.
Yeah.
But like right now, this movie is like, why do we keep bringing up race?
Yeah.
Like, why does it keep happening? I mean, yes, I noticed it because again, in her early comedy, she was like, I get black dudes, blah blah blah. Then whatever, sleep with anyone.
And then she made the Hispanic joke. It's like something about Hispanic guys will still sleep with you even if you fall asleep.
Yes.
It's like they're basically raping. Yeah, they just do that.
So she makes those jokes, and now she has that's a phone that I'm not gonna answer.
Yeah.
Maybe someone else will. Anyway.
Call from.
Okay. I'm gonna cut that out.
As weird as I call from.
I think I'm gonna cut that out. Right. I say that now, but I don't really know where it happened. What was I saying?
You were talking about her early jokes about race.
Oh, yeah. But she had all these early jokes where she like banging black dudes and Hispanic dudes and everything else. And then you notice her train of men were all white guys in their 20s.
Yeah, because she's acceptable now.
Right. But then, then it's getting weird with this race stuff. And it was like, hey, when she hangs out with, when she goes and meets the doctor for the first time, who's Bill Hader, and she's like, oh, yeah, because you get to hang out with a lot of black guys? And like, what? Like, why are we making this about race? And then she's like, oh, I have a lot of black friends. And then we're getting to that, like, white thing where people don't, like, oh, no, I have black friends. I'm not racist. And like, show me your black friends. I have tons of black friends. Okay. I have none. That's a waiter. That's not your friend.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, wow, this is what... And you sit there and you go, like, I don't know what this is like. Like, I have at least one white friend.
Yeah.
I can show pictures.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. You just have to believe
I have white people part of my family.
Yeah, you do. Don't you? I don't know. Technically, so do I.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at with you now.
Okay. Because it applies for you in an actual sense, or maybe it's more of like a marriage sense. Yeah. Kind of, technically. There's also, being black in America today, you have white ancestry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why that whole thing about being black, it's like, oh, yeah, African words. There's more than just African in there. You realize that, right? Just want to let you know.
Anyway, but yeah, so no black guys.
Yeah. But that's that thing that, we were getting at, bigger white women who are not, let me just say, women who are not acceptable by white standards. Or white,
this is a weird road to go down.
Yeah, I know. But it's just like, oh, they'll always go with the minority. Because they're like, minorities, oh, hey, what's up?
Yeah, it's funny, because now
then when she gets accepted, it's like, oh, I'm accepted now, so I can get a white guy? Because she's dating a white guy now.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, yeah, he's a keeper.
Which means, it's like, so your fat was the problem, not your chipmunk face. It lets you know.
I kind of have a problem with the chipmunk face.
She got a weird chipmunk face.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I find more issues with the chipmunk face, I'm just saying.
I find it, yes, it's because... you have to look at her in the face.
Yeah.
And it's very distracting. I find her teeth and her small mouth very distracting. Anyway, her sister is way better because she's going to be a superhero.
Yeah.
However, they're going to rewrite that origin story. But anyway, so she works at a magazine called Stuff.
They didn't really say.
No,
she worked for a
showed
magazine.
it. They showed the logo. I just
can't remember. Yeah, it was stuff. Actually, it was stuff.
And it was stuff.
Oh, stuff.
I think it was stuff. I think it was like an apostrophe or whatever.
Stuff.
Stuff. It's for men. It's GQ. It's trying to get that men vote. Or whatever, but showing that there's some... Look, all I know is it's full of terrible, terrible human beings with a horrible, sexist work environment.
Yeah.
And, like, just a bunch of dickheads.
Because the chick who runs the show treats men just like how a dude would treat a chick, pretty much.
She looks very weird.
Yeah.
Because that is not how I picture Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, Swinton, yeah.
But, but it's a lot of stuff going on, like a fake tan, and this, like, darker hair color.
Yes.
And maybe a padded bra. I don't really know. Look, I have like the way I mainly remember Tilda Swinton
from Constantine
is Constantine.
Yeah, but I think
everything is strapped down.
Yeah, she had them
so I
down.
Can't
because she was going ambiguous. So it was like,
she was this androgynous angel.
Because angels are supposed to be that. It's like, okay.
Gabriel? Michael. Gabriel.
She was Gabriel.
Yes. So yeah, like, but it just is like as a whole, it's not how I see. And then she was doing a fake accent on top of her actual accent,
right?
So it was all very weird, and she was a horrible person. She's so
she was a celebrity.
Imagine if that was your boss.
Imagine, no, I'd be fired.
Imagine you came in there like, oh yeah, my dad's having a real hard time.
I tell her off. I tell her off, and I'd be fired.
You might actually punch her.
Yeah.
Like because like my dad's having a real hard time. He's got an illness. Are we still talking about you?
Do I care?
Oh
man!
Oh, and you just go into that dance pose like Brock Lesnar, like hopping around the ring and just start going, throwing like crosses and just man! I dropped you with that stiff arm.
Yeah.
Then I clotheslined you, and then I stomped you out, like it was a gang initiation. Oh man! But yeah, like that. Her friend or whatever.
I didn't understand that the coworker that was her friend.
I think it's because they needed someone to be in that like what's her name? Oh God, Kristen Ritter role.
Oh.
They need that like here's your like funny friend, but then they forgot about her like 2/3 of the way through the movie. No, 1/3 of the way through the movie. Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, how was it at work, or whatever, and then she like stopped going to work.
And then there was that awkward scene at the wedding, the funeral. Where she went to Method Man, who was playing an African doctor or nurse, I should say.
It's an African doctor who is now a nurse because he came to America, and apparently he doesn't have the credentials because we don't trust that jungle medicine. Like, no, I'm sorry, we can't allow you to practice medicine here because we don't allow shrunken heads to be in the operating room. Like, that's how that racism.
Yes,
come on, you lived in America your entire life.
Yeah, I
know. We're about to have a Republican country again, and you know how this works.
It's one of those things. I care, but I try not to care, so it doesn't bother me. It's like I don't.
Yeah, because you're relatively healthy, so you don't have to go. To the emergency room that often.
Yeah.
Except for that time when you have way too much vitamin C or something like that.
Yeah.
Stop eating all that vitamin C.
Yeah. But it's like that. That was awkward. It's like, I've had black boyfriends, and he's like, oh, your mother must be proud.
Yeah.
Sarcastically, and then she's like,
underneath her
breast, like, I would like another one. Or I would like to try again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, ugh. He's like, yeah, he totally like, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. Nope. I did not hear that.
Why you look like?
Honestly, no. I'm sorry.
The thing
you could
about
be a nice person, but no.
The weird thing about her is like it's like she's got this weird agelessness where she looks from a distance younger,
right.
And then from a closer 20 years older.
Yeah.
It's a weird. It's like how. Like, if you could date her from across the room, and he's like, no, but you it's just, I'm not into weird people. Not that kind of weird. Not whatever.
But you would always have to keep the distance between you and her. Like those tables in those, like, old Victorian homes that are like, please pass the salt?
Batman, 1989.
Yes, that.
You need to, because why would you do that?
Like, I don't think those tables are even realistic. I'm trying to be real.
They are realistic for giant dining halls.
Yes, but that's when you have parties, right? They don't always eat at those tables.
You don't always eat there.
Yeah, that's not like.
Well, I don't know.
That's why I don't understand why wouldn't Batman have another table set?
I don't have a mansion. To be fair, they might actually eat there, but they would eat. Well, technically, he lives alone. But you head of the table and then on the side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't like, oh, we're both heads of the table, so we sit slightly sleep.
He doesn't want to show dominance. Because you see, the head of the table is usually the chair that gets the armrests.
Right.
And therefore, you are more kingly. is a thing that I just said, and I don't believe it at all. I don't really understand the head of the table being that important. Yeah. I'm pretty sure anybody can say grace.
Yeah.
And or get the big piece of chicken.
I want the big piece of chicken. While my brother was like, no, I'll just eat the little thing, because big piece, I'm just dainty. It's like, Billy, eat the big piece of chicken.
I feel like there's some anger here.
It is, because I'm like, what? People are fighting in other countries over food, and you're like, yeah, no, I don't like big piece of chicken because it does well.
Oh, I feel bad for this. So then you just like he eat like a chicken wing and then go get some popcorn?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
That's what he would do.
Oh, snap. That boy lived off popcorn for like 5 years.
Yeah, he did. I'm surprised.
I feel like I'm getting fat. Gotta get that popcorn regimen. Do some push-ups, do some lift some weights, work on the traps, and then just eat some more popcorn.
That microwave cooked popcorn.
It's not even on the stove top.
No.
Nope.
No.
It might burn. You gotta get it microwave, so it might.
Pop.
I don't. Can you burn microwave popcorn?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. People do it all the time.
Just shrivel up. I don't.
Like I've been in classrooms where they've done it. And I'm like, what does it smell? Popcorn. Really?
Gotta get that last kernel.
I set it too high up. I was like, oh.
Gotta get that last kernel popped.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can see. Look, assessing the daughter situation, these two children that this man had, and they grew up.
They always do look nothing alike. It's one of those things. You just have to accept it. They're sisters. It's
yes.
like, we get it.
Well, to be fair, there are the Mara sisters who look nothing alike.
That is true, because one's really small and frail, like the other one. Yeah.
Well, they're both. Neither of them are large.
No, but definitely the other one who was in Girl with the Dragon Head Tattoo and
Rooney
Pan,
Mara.
and she's.
No,
definitely smaller.
She is smaller, because then you look at Kate Mara and you go like, you're a small person. You watch like Fantastic Four, and you go, she's not very big. She's like really small.
Yeah.
And then you look at the sister who's smaller. You're like, how?
Yeah. It's like, what?
Are you legally like a midget or a dwarf or whatever's the non-offensive way to say that? I haven't checked.
Little person. It's like little person or dwarf.
PCpedia. I haven't checked PCpedia, so I don't really know what the proper term is. But anyway, looking at the two sisters of Amy Schumer and Brie Larson, I can see why the one that got married.
Yeah.
She seems normal.
Right.
Like, not trying to immediately pretend to fall asleep after a guy performs cunnilingus on you, so that you don't have to in any way take his mammoth trunk.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, why? And the dude just stuck around like a dumb. That's why she was like,
he lives there.
No, I thought that was her apartment.
No, that was the one in Staten Island. She fell asleep there and then woke up because she broke her rule after she showed the train up with her guys.
Right.
He's like, I cooked you breakfast. It was the same guy.
Okay.
Yeah, and then she took the ferry.
Yeah.
Across back to Manhattan, where civilized people, unlike Staten Island, where it's a whole bunch of bros.
What's going on, bro? Like Gorillas is like, what's going on, bro? How you doing, bro?
How you doing?
And in that dominant stance, what's going on, bro? How you doing? Are you trying to challenge me, bro?
Knuckles out.
What's going on, bro?
Arching their back like silverback gorillas. Yeah. And but yeah, the fact that she married a normal Birbiglia, a Mike Birbiglia, who's looking rounder by the day. Yeah. His neck's starting to fill out too. He's getting dad bod real hardcore. I don't get it.
Just some people just like this. Like
I know he's probably like 40 something. It's not that he's getting fatter. It's more like
the whole round head thing.
You know, he looks like, because I guess it's like in my head he's skinnier, but then he just looks like it all's concentrating directly in his stomach, like nowhere else.
Yeah, because
like
some people legs. Are just like they're just like the beer gut thing.
I feel like I've had gym teachers like that.
Yeah,
where it's like he's like skinny legs, like he doesn't have like mammaries.
Yeah, what was Mr. G's cousin that eventually had to retire?
I don't remember his name.
But he had strokes, remember?
Yeah.
He was kind of a small dude, but it's all in his gut.
all gut.
Yeah.
It's all gut.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an Italian thing.
Carbs.
Well, yes, it's a
carbs
carb
and
thing.
yeast, yeah.
Oh, that's true, because Indians do it too.
Yeah, dude.
They eat a lot of carbs.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can see a skinny Indian dude with this little belly, like, oh, that's right, you don't eat anything else but carbs, and you call yourself vegetarian.
They are vegetarians.
Yeah, they don't eat meat, I get it, but it's like, oh...
They just eat a lot of carbs.
It's like, oh, potatoes and other tubers and everything. It's like, Jesus, come on.
Highlight of the movie. Go to the highlight of the movie. John freaking Cena.
Oh, wow. Like I said, he is a monster.
Yeah.
You can tell me he's not taking roids. Come on, you have to take roids.
They have a wellness policy in the WWE
before he joined the WWE,
but they still haven't. It was still instated when he was still a regular person. Performer.
I don't care. Like, you see athletes, and you see him. He's really big.
Yeah.
Like a bodybuilder big that takes roids big.
Maybe not.
Maybe he's just got genetics for it.
He's also a massive, because the thing is he didn't get injured all the time, but when he did get injured, he'd always bounce back really quickly. And usually steroids make it you get injured more and it lasts longer.
Right.
So I think he might just be a genetic freak.
He could be, but Jesus, he's like one of those cows. Did you see her all muscles? Like, oh my god!
It's like that's not a cow for eating, because that's a tough steak.
Yeah, it's like.
But yeah, no,
his flexes when he walks. He's like, jeez.
But yeah, no, John Cena was they went to see that movie.
Yeah.
Which was interesting.
The Dog Walker.
The Dog Walker with Harry Potter. And Harry Potter and Aunt May.
And future Monet. Yeah.
And current Aunt May. Cause she
that's right. That's right.
Civil War. Anyway, and I'm sitting there going, all I kept thinking about was this entire thing. Every time they showed clips of it, I was like, are Harry Potter and Aunt May gonna bang?
It seemed that way.
Because it seemed like, but it was one of those black and white pretentious movies.
Right.
Because he's the dog walker. This movie has a lot of edge. It's like, I think he just walks dogs and he doesn't.
Smokes a cigarette. Yeah.
Yeah. He's really just shortening the lifespan of dogs. Is what he's doing. He's giving them secondhand smoke, and they're going to get lung cancer and die. And small dogs go first.
So her dog's going to die first.
Her dog's totally going to die. He's going to break her heart, but after he walks her dog.
You did this.
He walks it up.
Life is short.
I just like to think that, it's one of those things, because it is a black and white movie and super pretentious, because that's what they are. It's like it might as well just be shown in the background of an Apple store, kind of pretentious.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like some director's going to come out and say, oh, you don't understand. And he's probably going to have a French accent, because that's what, even if he's from like San Diego, he's going to have a French accent.
Right, because that's what we all think about. Yeah.
When you start making pretentious things, you just become French.
And he's not gonna say. He's gonna say Finn when it's done. Finn.
Yeah, and it could be even French Canadian, because they also can be pretentious.
But it's funny. Oh, that French Canadians are funny, because it's like their pretentiousness, and then it's like that hominess of Canadians.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're a little pretentious when you talk, but he's like, oh, I still love you anyway. It's like
they can also probably be very violent.
Oh yeah.
But he would just sit there and talk about how like the dogs, and is actually just a metaphor for sex and love in the 20th century or the 21st century or wherever we are right now. Yeah. But yeah, so that, yeah. Anyway, so they watch this movie. And Keith, what's Keith's last name? Did I write it down? I forgot his name. I love Tough Crowd too. What was his stupid name? What was his stupid name, Dennis?
I don't know his last name.
You're the worst. Anyway, so Keith was in the back with his wife.
All I know is he defended Bill Cosby. He's like, we don't know for sure. Come on, guys. Come on.
This is one of my problems.
Yeah. I was like, what? Like, and everyone's looking at him like, are you what?
See, to be fair, again,
he's my legend. He's a living legend. I don't care.
Keith Robinson. I watched a lot of Tough Crowd back in the day. So I sit there and go like, yeah, no, he would have that stance.
Yeah. Then he kind of blamed the victims. Like, come on, you come on. I'm like, stop blaming victims, man.
He's not great for that. Yeah. I mean, he didn't pull like a Whoopi Goldberg, who did a hat trick. She did it 3 times. Yeah. She defended Bill Cosby. She defended Mel Brooks, and Roman Polanski. And it's like, okay, all right, Whoopi, you gotta stop defending people. You can just shut up. You can sit quiet on the set of The View. Yeah. You're like, I'm not talking about it. You can choose to not say anything. Anyway, but now we're getting political.
I think Damon Wayans is worse. Did you see that when Damon Wayans defended Bill Cosby?
No.
Because he called the chicks like hoes. Like, they're probably just hoes anyway.
Oh, did he do this on the radio show?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I did hear about that.
Yeah, and I was like, really? Ooh, that's a bad look on you. But no one gives a fuck. It's Damon Wayans. Like.
But anyway, John freaking Cena. First off, they had a sex scene with John Cena. I saw more John Cena than I really wanted to see.
Yeah. Like, it's like, okay. But he didn't look human. When he got up, he didn't look human. When he was walking to the bathroom, I was like, that is not a man. That is the Hulk.
That's a mound of muscle.
That's what the Hulk
Paint him green.
is. After he's done, he's like, oh.
You make Lou Ferrigno.
Hulk need to clean.
You make Lou Ferrigno look embarrassed.
Yeah.
Oh, Lou, I thought you were like built, but I see John Cena.
Yeah, it's weird how like weightlifters using substance look totally different now. From
He was
weightlifters.
bigger though.
Was Lou Ferrigno bigger?
Like more mass.
Okay,
less
so
cut.
it was less cut.
Yes.
Johnny, yeah, that's the thing. John Cena is big and cut, which is like that's weird.
Yeah, no, because before like even Schwarzenegger, he was
Yeah,
big.
he was big.
And sometimes he was cut, but a lot of times he was just really, really big.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, like The Rock is really, really big, but he's
Like-
also really tall.
Yeah, that's just one thing you don't know. Like you could question, like, do you do steroids, Rock?
He did do steroids, but not now. I don't think he doesn't. I don't know if he does it now.
Yeah, it's like,
I
dude.
doubt he does it now. But before, like when he was in the WWE,
Yeah.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Actually, okay, so here, this is supposed to be about Trainwreck.
Yeah.
So I saw a thing where they basically there's that pay-per-view match they have with Mankind where he's wearing a shirt. It's like the only time The Rock's wearing a shirt. And like, why is The Rock wearing a shirt?
Yeah.
It's this weird button-up shirt. He never wears the shirt. Why is he wearing this shirt and like some Adidas pants? And there's a possibility that he did it because he may have had surgery to remove his moobs.
Really?
Because this is all alleged.
Okay.
To cover it up because because apparently
Steroid withdrawal or something like that?
it was not steroids. It's like it's one of the things that happens. Steroids a combination of steroids and being Samoan. Like Samoans, as you know, Samoans
they
have
have
like
more body fat. That's weird.
well, they have this weird like it's like not preconditioned, but like I don't know. It happens more with them to get their fat just settles in the chest region.
Yeah.
Often.
Yeah, I do notice that.
So, there's that, and it may have actually just kick-started with steroids. Maybe. Who knows?
Right.
But back then, like, everybody was doing them.
All right.
You think the game got that big by being
No,
there?
of course not.
He was a dainty Frenchman. And then he became Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H the Game.
Yeah.
And then you hit people with sledgehammers. And I hate to break it to him. That's not how you hit someone with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, because no one he would also kind of cover it too.
He would definitely cover it.
He's
He would
like-
just like boom and hit him like that. Like, but
Yeah.
no, that's not how you hurt people. You swing it like a hammer, and that's when you kill them. Did you not
Dead.
see? Did you not see? It's not Deliverance. What was the other movie? What was the
Misery?
one? Misery. Yes.
I have to do this for you, please, God. Every time I see that, it's like, oh
Oh,
gosh,
she got the belts in the block. She got the block of wood. I'm scared.
I'm doing this for your own good. It's like, no, please.
But anyway, so there was a sex scene with John Cena that got really uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very, very naked man. I didn't want to see any of that. And I really hope that after, by the way, he came hard while describing how he first saw Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
Amy. After she's coming out of a pizza place with food in her hand, who'd have thought?
Yeah.
That's not a fat joke. Shut up. She just doesn't care.
Yeah.
And he's like describing how she looked from behind in those jeans.
Like a man.
And he popped at the moment that he said, "You look like a man."
Okay.
And then I saw John Cena's O face.
Yeah.
I didn't ever want to see John Cena's O face.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Amy Schumer's O face.
Yeah, by the way, her face was like, kind of. Like, oh, I came.
But did she?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then he gets off of her, and he's like, after a high five, after a celebratory high five.
High five.
Which I think if you are a
And
woman,
he's like, it's a good game talking about men. He said that. And I was like, he's not gay. He's not gay. He made that comment.
but the worst part was, well, again, if you were with a man, if you were with a man, I don't care what gender you are, and he decides to high five you afterwards, leave, because that's just weird.
Yeah.
If you are a woman and you decide to high five the man afterwards, good for you. Go ahead. Good game. GG. Anyway, the part that was really it was the part that I found the most disturbing for several reasons is the dick towel, which I'm pretty sure was a washcloth, but I don't really know.
Yeah,
if it
it's like-
was, it had to be a damp one.
Yeah.
He's just standing there in the bathroom. I guess he just peed or something.
Yeah.
And he just stands up and he's just put a towel over him. And then just talking to her. By the way, completely hairless. like one of those cats, which is weird. I think he gets all kinds of cuts because he's got all kind of ripply parts with muscles and whatnot. He's got to shave all over that.
Yeah. Like,
he's got to get the boys. Ugh. Ugh. You know, nobody sees that, John.
I call that the beard.
You know, nobody...
Like, he just shaves up top but doesn't shave the ball area. He's like, it's the beard. Get it? It's like a beard.
Got that hardcore Amish look.
Yeah.
Like, no mustache, just the bottom.
Yeah. Just the beard, folks. Just the beard.
Oh, you think it'd be a metaphor. Oh, God. Which, by the way, just to deviate into wrestling again, because I'm going to do that. It's real funny to think about CM Punk. Not about as embarrassing getting punched out in less than 2 minutes.
Oh, he did?
The UFC thing? Yeah, it was under 2 minutes. Ooh. Pretty much the guy shot on him, like took him down, and then just tapped him out.
That sucks.
Yeah. The thing that was amazing is when you see like older clips of CM Punk.
Yeah.
You know, before he got like the chest tat thing up, and you're like, oh yeah, you had hair. So then you like shave everything now because you got a giant chest tat.
Right.
So now it's more maintenance to shave all of that.
Yeah.
It's weird.
You really gotta think these things out, people.
Nah, just if you're hairy dudes, just be hairy. It's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about it anymore.
Because I'm pretty sure you can tell.
You want to mow the lawn? Okay, but don't turn it to Arizona. You know, you're allowed to have grassy. You can water that. It's called a shower. It's fine. Anyway, but yeah, so John Cena. And then they went to the movie. They saw Harry Potter and Aunt May. In total metaphor, they totally banged, but it was dog walking. And then he got into that fight with Keith Robinson where he just kept screaming things at him.
Yeah.
That were...
homoerotic.
They were just straight up gay.
Yeah.
That was weird. That was really weird.
You know what I do with assholes? I lick them. I was like, whoa. What? Whoa. He's like, I want to be up in you. It's like, what? I'm going to get up in you. It's like, what? He's like, what? You're going to get up in me?
Yeah, nah, that was, ugh. I love when he leaves, though.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm walking out, like, if you want to find me outside, I'll be the closest one on Grindr. Like, that's just gay. That's gay. What did you think that means?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Yeah. Do you think this character of John Cena, Steven, by the way, Steven, he doesn't look like a Steven.
Right.
Not even a Steve, Steven. So this guy, you think this guy, in any way, got Grindr, hooked up, like, put on his phone, clicked on it, see everybody around him, and I don't know the interface for Grindr looks like, but I feel like, you just think he sees all these dudes around him and you're like, oh, these are all the dudes who want to fight right now.
There's a lot of dudes who want to fight me. I don't understand this.
There's like this dude who's like right across the street. He's looking to really fight right now. He's got a very punchable face.
That'd be funny if it starts out as fighting and then it's full hardcore,
just hardcore banging, gay banging.
Yeah, because I can imagine how he would start his fighting, or start his sexual acts with other gay men.
It starts out as a fight, and then it turns to kissing.
Yeah,
and then it turns to other.
I hate you. I love you. This is like Like, okay, well, he's bleeding. You're just laughing it up.
So what you're saying is, what I think is, actually, this isn't my theory. This is my brother's theory. Like, The Walking Dead. You're saying the season 2 of The Walking Dead. Spoiler for season 2 of The Walking Dead. It's like 6-7 years old show. You're saying like the season 2 of The Walking Dead. If Shane and Rick were out in that field a little bit longer before,
and Carl wasn't there
before he got shot.
Yeah.
Got killed. Do you think it would just could turn to like hardcore, unadulterated, gay sex?
It might be like, you fucked my wife.
It's my wife. It's my wife. And
he'd be like, it's not fair. Like, what do you mean? I didn't get any from you. It's like, what?
No talk. No talk. Just fighting about the wife, and then it turns to kissing.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah, no, it's real Brokeback.
Yeah,
but it's real weird because it's like, they didn't say there was no longing looks.
Yeah.
This is weird.
They're working out some shit.
Like, that'd be weird. That's how you work your problems, like bonobo chimps. They do gay sex, right? They do sex with everybody.
Yeah, I think so.
That's how they say sorry.
Yeah. It's like mutual masturbation too. It's just like pleasure. Here, I make up for everything.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it's like, how does whatever? I guess whatever. I guess I'm overthinking it because I'm thinking of notes like, oh, they're animals, but you're an animal too. So it's like, At the end of the day, it's like you just evolve to this level. And you're like, oh, it's pleasure. It makes me feel good, so I guess it makes him feel good.
Well, I mean,
but just the logic that you make that, oh, this makes me feel good, so I guess I should do it to him to make him feel good. You know what I'm saying? It's so weird.
I guess. I don't think people think about it that much. I think they don't dwell on it. They're just like, yeah, and then do a thing.
Oh, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know.
Or maybe I'm just overthinking. It's like, yeah, they don't think. It's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, no.
Does this make it better? Okay, it makes it better? Okay, cool.
I'm trying to think. This is not from Kratz Creatures. Do hyenas have lesbianic love?
No. The females are bigger than the males to protect their young.
Yeah.
And the females dominate the males because they have a vagina that kind of comes out and wraps around. Like an alien.
It's not a vagina. It's just the clitoris.
Yeah, but it wraps around the male.
Yeah, man. But okay.
And it's like, what? It's like, yeah, they dominate the male. It's like, that's weird. That's weird.
It is weird. Anyway, back to this dumb
evolution, right? Evolution.
I also like to think that Keith Robinson then went out and they just had a fight that turned into just street alley sex. But it didn't happen because what happened was that they broke up. And it's weird because John Cena had the most emotional performance in this movie. He's sitting there like, but I want to have kids. I want to have 5 boys with you.
He planned out the future before she even... She was like, I thought you didn't even like me.
I know, right? Because she's sleeping with like every dude she can find while also dating John Cena. I don't know why.
Because it's an addiction, dude. She's like, she just has to have something different every day.
But the best part about it is like literally every other guy looks lesser than John
I know.
Cena.
That's why that was their kicker. It's like, you have that at home.
And like, that's
and
not
you
even...
go out.
But
dude, realistically, dudes do that shit all the time. Dudes do that shit all the time. It's all the idea of something different.
Yeah, I know. And
it could be street trash and be like, oh, it's different.
I was gonna say Arnold. Because the maid was like less not that attractive, I guess. But Maria Shriver always looked weird.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but
she has a very sharp face.
Yeah, dude. He married a Kennedy, but
he did marry a Kennedy.
Like you wonder why did you marry her because she was a Kennedy? Did you do that, Arnold? He's like, I have to get my foot in the door.
To one of the most liberal families.
Yes, but
for
it's
being a Republican.
Yeah, but she's like, oh, I'm going to be rich. You're already established. Let's do this.
You do that way too well. Oh yeah. So I had this note that because I just love watching it. Is like actors pretending to be doctors, like examining patients or whatever, and they're just touching. You're just touching someone. So like he's like examining the guy's knees, like looking at the guy's knee or something like that. But he's just vaguely fondling the guy's knee. Yeah. He's not really doing anything. He's not asking, does this hurt? He's not doing anything to help him.
Move your knee. Okay. Move your knee again.
Not talking to him.
Yeah, he doesn't even like...
Not interacting with the patient at all. Just kind of touching his knee. It's kind of like the same thing. Or like Star Wars The Force Awakens when Chewbacca was hurt and the nurse is just kind of like, yeah, okay. Just not doing anything to him. Yeah. Or my favorite is anything like pro wrestling wise where you have someone because it's not real.
He's injured.
They're not really injured, but it's like, oh, let me examine you because you're hurt, and you're just touching them. You're
touching them and going like this, like, oh, everything's together. Yeah, I guess it's all right.
But the other thing that's fun about that is their live shows, right? Not always. Actually, when they're not live shows, it's even worse because you go like, the natural cut was 30 seconds ago. Is they just linger in a moment way too long. So there's a part where there's like oh she's hurt, and you have this woman just sitting there like just touching her shoulder, not asking her anything, and like 2 other wrestlers come up and like make fun of her, and they walk off, and we're still sitting there, this woman's still touching her, not talking to this woman,
right?
And it's like, but that was pre-taped. So you're like, you cut. You taped this like 3 weeks ago. Just cut it.
Yeah, I know.
You just won't. It's amazing. There's a episode of NXT, WWE NXT on YouTube where the Kevin Dunn, who directs all these things, left his mic on the feed, so you can literally hear him giving directions, and you can also hear him being ignored by the cameraman. Because there's a part where he's like, I want to give me a close up of his shoes. I want a close up of his shoes. No camera cuts to his shoes.
Right.
There's no. I mean, maybe he saw the shot and didn't like it, so he never cut to it. Right. But you never see a shot. I never saw a camera pan down to his shoes at all. It just looked like they just ignored him.
That's weird.
Yes.
It's like, nah, I'm not doing that.
No, he's got a weird ratty face. I'm not kidding. If you saw his face, you're like, ugh. That man makes so much money, though, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
What happened next?
Dumping, and then they was I'm trying to think. It was dumping, and then she eventually met the doctor in the office. Now, was that before or after?
No, I think it was before.
Before.
But she got that job that she didn't want. She got the article to write she didn't want to write.
Right.
You know, the whole thrust of this movie.
Right, and then she found out that what was it? Her sister was pregnant. Was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was like the doctor. Eventually, her father fell, and the doctor went with her, and like, oh, I'm a doctor. I'm actually going to work on you, improve. I'm actually a doctor. I can sew up the head and everything.
Yeah.
Even though before that, he was working on someone's knee, and there was up close and personal with that knee.
Oh yeah, there was that surgery thing that happened that was real gross.
Yeah.
It was like,
and she had gear on when she didn't need to have gear on because she wasn't even in the operating room.
She wasn't even in the operating room, and she had a head thing on, but she had all her hair out, so that would not stop any of that hair from going directly into that knee.
Yeah.
That very, very open knee.
Dude, because he was putting a new ball joint on, right?
I didn't look.
It seemed like he was putting a middle piece on it.
Didn't look. Don't talk to me about it. That's real gross. No, but okay. So the part is before that they have their meeting, their first meeting and their second meeting where they go to dinner, and then they get drunk, or they go drink, and then they go and they have
relations.
They have relations. They make sweet, sweet love to one another.
What do you call that? Sweet, sweet love?
Not really.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. There's a few things I want to say here. One, why do they leave a place where you can get drinks to get drinks? Like, why are you at a place that has a liquor license, then you go somewhere else to get drinks at a
So
bar?
I guess everyone knows, they're definitely going to hook up because they're at a bar. Bars for hooking up and getting drunk.
Yes. But then they get into a cab together, and he's like, "Oh, you're going downtown too? We're going to different places, 2 stops."
She's like,
no,
one
we're
stop.
only going one stop. And he has this look on his face.
Like, what?
Now look, in retrospect, learning about this man later on in the movie, that like his last date or the last relationship was like 6 years before, like clearly it was like, oh my god, we're gonna bang. It was what he was looking like. Right. But if you looked at him just then, you're like, oh my god, she's gonna make
yeah, because his face is like, ooh.
Like, oh no, I'm gonna have to have sex with this one. She's gonna take advantage of me. Is the
and she
look
totally
at
does.
his face?
She's definitely the leader. She takes control of everything.
Yeah, she basically forces herself on that man, and then he forces himself on her. Yes. Emotionally,
right?
Because after the surgery, when he comes out and he's like, "Yeah, I think we're dating now." He's like, "No, we're not." And he's like, "Yeah,
no, we're dating.
I think we're dating now." And then he takes her to meet her father,
right?
And then it's like, "Yeah, we're dating now." Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's like he forced that relationship. This is another one of those things where he's kind of the villain right there, because it's kind of like a Jedi mind trick where it's like, "We're dating now," and she's like, "No, we're dating now."
Okay.
I guess. Yet again, proving that all you have to do to get a woman is be really, really persistent. Just keep saying the thing over and over again, and then they'll break down their will, and then they'll like you. That is what movies tell me.
Yes.
She'll dress up like an idiot at the end of the movie and dance for you. That's what she'll do.
I don't want that, but okay.
I don't want that either, although I think it'd be cool to be on an NBA court.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Although I'd rather be on a football field because it's more impressive because it's 100 yards.
Yeah.
And then I don't feel so bad because I can't dunk on that. I can't even do it with a step stool. I'm gonna need a full on ladder.
Can we get a ladder, please?
Yeah.
I like one of those the warehouse ladders that have the wheels on it.
Oh, I love those things.
Because it's like you're literally climbing stairs. Because it's not like a ladder. It's just pretty much stairs you're climbing.
Yeah, no, I love them. And they're super sturdy.
Yeah.
You don't need anybody to... all you have to do is remember to put the brake
lock
on.
It, yeah, that's the thing, yeah. Because I love that. Because we had... What was it? We had one in ShopRite and we had one in Kmart. And I always use it like, I love these things.
I had one when I was in BJ's. It was great. I didn't get to use it all that often because I was produce. But it was fun. I swear somebody tried to... I think I was on one.
Try to ride it or like...
Yeah, like hey, push me.
Push me. Like, no, why?
No, I'm not doing that. Okay, so here's the thing. I like Bill Hader.
Right.
I do.
Yeah.
I do not hate that man. He has a bit of a goblin face.
Yeah, he looks like I told you, the dad from The Critic.
Yeah. Yes. He has it's like, do you remember Jim Carrey's classic The Grinch Who Stole Christmas?
Yeah. He looks like that.
He kind of looks like The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
Yeah.
But like they shaved him and then dyed his hair black.
Right. Yeah.
He's got that eyebrow thing going on.
Yeah.
Real arch.
Yeah.
He could be the monarch.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I can actually imagine him as the monarch. Like, I imagine him in the suit and everything.
Yeah. I don't know who played Dr. Mrs. the girlfriend.
Yeah,
or Dr. Wife girl. What is her name?
Because it's wife now. Because they're married.
Dr. Wife?
But she's also part of the guild, so it's like something else. It's like all this. He starts giving up. It's like, whatever. Just like...
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I just watched the season. I don't remember what they referred to as. Yeah. Anyway, these two get down. They get hardcore bang sesh. Started on the couch, got to the bed. We yada yada that part. Thankfully, don't. By the way, seriously, don't have sex in apartments with the windows all open. It's just weird. Get some drapes, something. Because there's some dude who's gonna watch. There's always some dude who's watching, always lurking. I'm not that dude. Just so we're clear.
Yeah.
Although if I lived in a high-rise apartment, I might be a guy with a telescope. What I pointed at will say the stars.
Yeah, literally, the stars.
But anyway, so I'm sitting there watching this post-bang spooning sesh.
Which she was totally against.
Where she was very much vehemently opposed to.
Because she's a dude.
She is so a dude, although she was Little Spoon, so, you know.
Yeah.
I think he was just trying to establish dominance.
She's like, no.
But I did have a thought about naked spooning. Which is, it has to be like super uncomfortable for women if the dude doesn't tuck.
Oh.
Because then you're just there.
Yeah, but honestly, he was just inside you, so it's like, at this point, like...
Yeah, I know, but if you're trying to sleep and you got a hot dog between the buns, it's like it's weird.
If you're that, if you're that close, yeah.
We're talking spooning, we're not talking...
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no area between you and them, you know? And it's like, oh...
Yeah, because you feel like there are some douchebags that would do that.
There are some douchebags that do that.
And I think we were semi-friends with one and not an ex-friend with one of them.
Yeah.
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 Maybe two of them. They'll probably compare notes. Anyway.
Yeah. They need to feel it. It's like, no, they don't. Don't be a douchebag.
So, and then they go, because now they're officially dating after this whole knee surgery, meet dad sitch.
Yeah.
And they go and they go to the dunk contest, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, I don't understand Amy Schumer. Or Amy, sorry. It's like, it's sports. He's like, I don't understand why people like sports. Like it's a sense of like communities belonging to a thing. Yeah, I don't get it, and everybody who likes them is dumber. Like,
yeah,
okay.
Because there's resentment. There's like there has to be resentment. Anytime a person has a strong opinion of something, it's like, wow, what happened to you?
You think that's how she expresses how she hates her dad?
Maybe.
It's like, I love my dad. He's so great, except for he's a massive sports fan. And you hate people who hate sports because you think they're dumber.
Yeah, like you cannot be into sports, but I don't have like an animosity towards like sports.
Yeah.
Like they always made me do it, and they always had to do it, and they just made fun of me because I wasn't good at it. It's like, yeah, clearly there's personal feelings here.
Yes. Oh, the way, second MVP of this movie, LeBron James.
Yeah. Because
that scene with he's like, "What are your intentions?" She's just sitting there.
I like how he says, "I have a question for her." Yes. Don't hurt him. Like that's not a question.
He just rolls up to Amy Schumer in the dunk contest after homeboy left to go look at one of the many cheerleaders' southern parts. What parts? How am I to say? I don't
it's
know.
Behind closed doors. You don't know.
You don't really know. Anyway, so he just rolls up to her like, "Hey, how you doing? What are you trying to do? What are you doing with my boy here? What are you doing?" Like, "Oh, we don't have like plans or anything. We're just kind of dating each other." And I love that we just sit there. I have a question for you. Don't hurt him.
Yeah, it's just like that.
And
like,
then
her face was just like she didn't know what to do.
Yes,
literally,
but he just would not break eye contact.
Yeah.
Just deadpan staring her down. And he's like, Is there a question?
No, he's just staring.
No, just staring. Don't hurt him.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You're going to have to deal with me. Yeah. I was like, oh,
Although I do call shenanigans on that because everyone just reacted to LeBron James just sitting down like it was normal and okay.
Yeah, because it's one of those movie moments.
Yeah. Well, you know that because they're on the court where all the dunks are happening, and you notice all the sound drops out.
Right.
And you can just hear them, and they're talking in normal voices.
Right.
Where I don't know if you've ever been to a basketball game
Super
in the
loud.
stands.
Super
really loud. You were yelling at each other.
Yeah. Plus, also when there's interviews within the stands, like everyone gets quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not happening.
No, that's not how that happens.
Because I watched the parade, and they interviewed a couple of actors that were sitting there. Yeah. Happened to be for an NBC show, and I was like, "Yeah, this is so planted."
You actually watched the Thanksgiving Day parade?
I didn't. I clicked just to see how it is, and I was like,
they stream that thing on YouTube now.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, I passed it.
You gave me the cord, so I always have the cord for like Super Bowl and other events.
for broadcast television events.
Yeah, because I cut the cord.
Because you cut the cord so hardcore that you're like, I don't even plug it in for network stuff. Like, I don't care about any of it.
Yep. Get that stuff on Hulu, son.
Yeah. And then, so baby sister got pregs.
Yeah.
Because she has unprotected sex with Mike Birbiglia. Thank God we didn't have to see that.
Oh.
Ugh.
Yeah.
No. No, Brie Larson, stop it. There's an Indian boy in a community college that wants to see you right now. Or possibly, no, he died. He turned into coins. Never mind.
What are you talking about?
The vegan. Scott Pilgrim. Spoiler, Scott Pilgrim. Because she was dating that dude, and then he got punched into coins.
You must be gone.
Scott Pilgrim is a massive serial killer.
Yeah. But they're not real people, because he clearly turned into coins, so it's clearly all right.
Yeah, you say that.
But in that coin universe, he is wanted. He is so wanted.
Especially at the end, where they just start hacking through people.
Yeah, coins. Like
so many coins.
This mass murder, genocide, son of a bitch.
Yeah. But anyway, so they're at this party, the baby shower, where she gets confronted with, oh, he wants kids? Like, oh, you didn't think about that a man may want children at some point in his life. Which, by the way, still, you're not 40? Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe it's those arch eyebrows. But my favorite part is when they start confessing secrets.
Yeah.
And she says that thing about that lost condom.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying and gross. And I feel like you'd go see a doctor.
Because all that was caught is now in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been in you for a week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, yeah.
Well, but the only thing that was stopping it from going anywhere was the fact that other thing was
attached,
damming up the works.
Yeah. So, oh God, that's weird.
I don't want to think about having to just.
How the hell does that work?
I don't think it does.
Yeah, I don't think that happens.
I don't think it does.
Yeah.
Did he put super glue on the end of it?
Yeah, exactly. No, he was just jamming it so hard and it came off and then stuck in
it stayed, attached itself.
No.
The condoms
that doesn't work.
Condoms do not attach themselves to surfaces.
Because I'm pretty sure the body's always working things out.
But either way, like even if it was like a trash bag or like one of those 6-pack holders or like a duck's foot, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think that it would happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ugh. You just hook around it and just pull it out. Like that's like saying, oh yeah, I had this bump on myself, so I got an X-Acto knife and cut it out. Like, go to a doctor.
Yeah.
You literally have doctors. In women, you have doctors for that specific
Yeah, because they can actually just set you up and like, oh,
don't look it up on YouTube. You know why you don't look it up on YouTube? It's because there was a hoax prank thing that someone did with the new iPhone, because they got rid of the headphone jack.
Yeah, so you have to get an adapter.
And someone was like, oh, all you do is you get a drill and you just drill into the side where it was. And then look, you just put the thing in and it works. And they hit play and the music happened, except for it came out of the speakers, not in the headphones. And people were like, oh, people are trying it.
Oh, man. Just drill it. No.
Just drill it. Just use the drill. God.
I guess people don't know how speaker ports work because there's literally connectors.
There has to be.
Yeah, there has to be something to connect, not just
they just plasticed over it. No, that's not.
No, that's not how that works.
No, they didn't.
No, because digital sound, electronical sound has to be processed through
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, but it's real. It's real.
No, I can just imagine people who don't know how things work, but like, that's how that works. Like, no, No, you don't know how speakers work or anything works.
No. No. And then they murdered Colin Quinn.
Yeah,
who, by the way, I get it. He's got like MS or something like that. So he's got issues.
Actually, didn't he commit suicide?
No, I'm talking about why he's at the at the old folks home, at the assisted living place. But he did not age in the time his children were children and his children were adults.
Yeah.
They didn't age him up at all. I think they even aged up Diane Lane for the Superman movies.
Yes, they did.
Speaking of which, if you want to watch Judge Dredd, the original Judge Dredd from the 90s, she's the best thing about that movie, and she's not in enough of it. Why? Well, I mean, if you're a man, you'll get it.
It's Diane Lane. Come on now.
It's Diane Lane. Watch 1600. Or Murder at 1600. Don't watch that movie, by the way.
Yeah,
it's real dumb. Who starred in that movie? That was Wesley Snipes, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay, because Dennis Miller was also in it.
Yeah, well, that was pre... The world went to shit over conservative.
He may have always been a conservative.
Yeah, I guess he was a liberal conservative.
He was one of the few people who was like, is he funny? Conservative. Instead of the people who are like, conservatives, they're not funny.
Yeah.
They're like Germans.
Yeah, you killed all the funny people. Like,
Oh, but yeah, so then they go to the funeral, and there's that thing we talked about earlier where it's like, like the woman who was like, I had a black boyfriend once.
Yes.
I'm willing to do it again.
Yeah.
And to which I just relate to my real life experience and go, why do white women who date black men feel the need to tell, like if they're looking in the market, tell black men?
Because still in our society, we're still awkward around. Just approach the situation like an adult and be like, I like you.
Yeah.
Or I'm interested in you.
Yeah.
But everyone has to do this weird thing where it's like, it's awkward. Why is it awkward?
No, they make it awkward. But all you have to do is like just show that you like him. That's all you have to do.
Just comment. That's slowly like show interest. Literally, if the fact that you're a stranger and you show interest to someone and you keep on doing it means like you're interested in me.
Yes.
People should get that. But sometimes people are like, some people are so insecure or just self-loathing. They're just like, why would someone talk to me? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's that doubt. It's that doubt.
There's that, but there's literally the like.
I don't know you.
Please,
we're at a funeral.
Just wrong time, wrong place.
Yeah.
But also, don't say that. Well, it makes me self-conscious. Anyway. It's like, oh yeah, I'm into black. Okay, then you were literally here because of the color of my skin and nothing to do with who I am as a person. That's okay. Please.
You just want the stereotypical giant wingus.
Maybe not. She only did it once.
Oh yeah.
She clearly dated other dudes. Although maybe she didn't have options.
That's the thing that keeps on popping around. I didn't have options, so now that I do, bye.
Yeah, and then and then there's that eulogy that. Okay, so here's the thing about terrible people when they're terrible and they're dead. Why do people like to say all the terrible things they did are like now funny and quaint?
Because they're trying to spin a negative to a positive, which you can't do.
Yeah, it's more like oh man.
Like, you know,
remember when he was racist? Remember when he said all these racist things? Oh, you know him. He was real. What? Remember when
How about you just sit there and let the preacher or priest say their things and you just like get up and leave? That's the most respectful thing you can do in that situation. Don't try to like, oh yeah, let me.
Well, Mrs. Dollar and you make him do something.
I would not.
Well, I guess that's going to happen in your future.
I would just keep it simple. Simple. You know, yeah, he's dead, it's sad. You know, I loved him, he was my dad. Which is true. Or maybe it could not be true. Maybe you could be lying, I never loved him. He was a horrible baby.
That's true. Well, we all saw Friday Night Lights.
Yeah. But she's like...
Yeah. That man had to tell a story about grocery shopping because his dad was a dick.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like, you just say something short and sweet. I always keep it short and sweet. If people can't take that, oh well. You get your ass up here and you try to do it. Yeah.
But yeah, so... Yeah. It was just one of those amazing moments. They're like, yeah, man, you just had that realization. Like, oh my God, everyone likes to remember things as good, even when they're terrible. Like, oh, remember that time that your dad just went to the hardware store? Remember when we went to the hardware store, we got to get those 2x4s, and then he like set them up in somebody's lawn and set them on fire and like a cross. Remember that? That was fun. He was a great dad.
And everyone goes, ooh.
He taught us about carpentry on that day. You're like, oh, God.
You want certain woods. You want the hardwoods because they burn slow.
Yeah.
You don't want that soft pine.
Get something real dense.
Because that go like kindling.
Come on, you gotta get something dense so it sticks around. You know what?
Yeah.
Gotta know these black families. Gotta tell you. Oh god. Oh my god.
It's like
gotta teach them a lesson. You gotta learn them.
I'm glad your dad's dead. I'm sorry. It's horrible to say, but I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah. God, there are so many horrible people in this.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty much like her and her father. They're terrible human beings.
Yeah.
And then he kills himself with pills.
Yeah.
And I love how the orderly says, I think he's hoarding pain medication. But they didn't do anything about it.
No one did anything about that.
And then he kills himself.
Yeah.
That's great. Although he has that MS, man. It's debilitating. He fell because he tried to get out of the chair because he's got that multiple sclerosis.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah. So at least he went out on his own terms, kind of.
Yeah, real Tony Scott.
Hey. Would you rather just like sit there and rot, basically?
I don't know, but
that's the thing. It's like when you get to that situation, do I wait to a certain extent?
I can't jump off a bridge. That's literally one of my greatest fears.
I think if in a situation like that, I would live it up to the fullest to the point where it was like, oh, I can't move. Let's do this. Time to go out.
Didn't they do something about assisted suicide? Didn't they like
in certain states?
In certain states, they just did that.
Of course, all the states that are really progressive, like Washington and Oregon,
yeah.
like they're always like, yeah. I think California is like maybe.
Maybe it's California. I don't know.
But like,
it's not New Jersey.
No, of course not. So you just keep on pumping it full of those pharmaceuticals. Why? Because we're a pharmaceutical state.
We are a pharmaceutical state.
Yeah, that's why it's like we gotta keep on making money off you.
After all, was House in New Jersey?
Yes, Princeton.
It was Princeton.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I couldn't remember it was because that first episode was a long time ago and they never talking about it again.
Yeah.
So it was Princeton. Why are we talking about House? That show was stupid.
Yeah, it really was.
That was a procedural murder show where their whole thing was like just
he's a functioning drug addict.
It's a pillhead, but but they had that season where the cop was on to him. He's like, "Oh, you're addicted to pills," and it's like, "Oh, we gotta get your pill addiction off." It's like, isn't he also literally in chronic pain?
Yes.
So his pill addiction is also like a necessity because of his chronic pain.
Right.
Is it a pill addiction if it's literally helping you with your chronic debilitating pain?
Yeah. It's one of those things.
Now, the other thing was he could have had surgery to stop the pain. Instead, he decides to have the pills.
Was that?
I think that eventually they said
so
that.
He's a pillhead.
Yeah, no, he likes to take the pills instead of having... Because, it's dumb.
Yeah. I stopped watching after a certain season, and I know like there was some... I think he was in prison in a couple of them. Or,
I think that was the one with the pills. I wasn't watching it then. I watched the first maybe 2, and I stopped watching it. And then they killed some girl or something like that. I don't remember. Anyway, then they get into that little bit of a scuffle with her family, because... he's like, you don't even love Dad, kind of thing. I'm like, he was my dad.
Yeah.
He was also an a-hole.
Yeah.
So, and then she runs off because like, you didn't even want to be a part of this family. He's like, no, I just grew up and got married and had kids. That's not a horrible thing to do. You just literally have a revolving door of a vagina. They didn't say any of this, but they meant it. They meant it.
Yeah.
Because she won't answer how many men she slept with. Well,
the
dude said, I've slept with 3 women, and she said, I've slept with 3 women too. And it's like, right, but how many dudes? And she
said
not,
this year. She said, this year?
And it's like, it's not a number.
No, that's all I need to know. I was like, wow, no, I'm done.
Yeah, so, but then eventually they had they went to that award show. Which, by the way, like, every time she smokes, it's only weed. But they never really talk about that.
It looked like a cigarette.
It looked like a cigarette. I swear it had a filter on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Marijuana, like when you usually smoking marijuana out of something, it doesn't have a filter to it.
Yeah.
Rolling papers don't have filters. Like,
no,
what the hell?
they don't. Although
or when they do the
blunt.
Or when the blunt. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see her like buying a Black and Mild, like cutting it up, doing some
gut.
surgery. That would be amazing, by the way. If she like, I had a stressful conversation with my work, so
sit in the hallway like
sitting there rolling up. Oh, that would have been amazing. Put a little cap back on it.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, so she had that stupid award show that he was getting an award for, but he's like, I'm nervous, and I don't, like, I want to give that a speech to you. Now, okay, here's the thing, and I know this is stupid, but if you go on stage like that, and the room is kind of dark, he's like, I wanted to give it directly to you, and I sit there and go, you can't see her.
Yeah.
It's a dark room. You can't see her.
Right.
The lights are in your face, and you can see maybe the front row. But after that, You just know people are out there and you can't see them. This is just true. So he said like, oh, I knew you left. You wouldn't have known she left. I don't know why your phone was on. That's a dick move. Especially since like literally she got a text and then a phone call. It's like, are you ignoring me? Pick her and then pick up your phone. It's like, she literally just got the text.
Right.
Jesus, Tilda Swinton, with your I didn't even recognize you when I first saw you, Tilda Swinton.
Yeah.
So dark. She's like the whitest woman ever. She's like the color of.
Then she goes tan, like
her
super
skin
tan.
color is the color they use to dye paper white.
She is very
pale.
Yeah.
I don't mean it as an insult. I just mean she's very white.
Yeah.
Oh man, to see her in a snowstorm.
Hello, Jerald. She can't do that.
It'd be one of two things: either you'd never see her, or she'd just be this red thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's super cold out here.
Oh my God, you are very, very red. Please go inside.
Which is the thing. Some white people turn bright red either extreme heat or extreme cold,
or both. Yeah, no, it's weird. They look like drunk Irishmen.
You look like a burnt pig.
Wow, get out of the sun. But yeah, so then she has and then he says, I love you, and she yells at him for saying I love you because it was at her dad's funeral, and apparently these people have been dating for several months.
Because they jump through time like that.
They jump through time, but look, okay, here's the thing. I don't know much about print deadlines when it comes to magazines because print is dead or dying when it comes to periodicals and magazines and stuff like that. Just get it online.
Which I had a discussion. That was another discussion at Thanksgiving. Is newspapers still a thing? Yes, but it's been dead for a while. Technically, it's one of the saying it's kind of dead, but it's
old
still
people
around.
read them.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah,
older people who are used to reading newspapers. The young kids, they don't read them ever. No, they'll just go online, and there's a danger in that because it's harder to tell what's real. Yeah, but so technically newspapers are technically the companies are still around. They're just online. Yeah, but they're owned by conglomerates. Right. So it's just a bunch of people owning. One guy owning a bunch. That's why some people can still have print media. Right. If you're why do certain keep functioning? Why do certain papers? How do they have a circulation rate that would anyway equal their justifying them staying open? It's they're owned by I don't know. And they run bullshit stories. Comcast. We saw that. Was it? God, what is it? Last week tonight with John Oliver. How they run bullshit stories just to keep. Yeah. Well, yeah. They all do that. Yeah, it's let's run a story about cats. Why are we doing this? Because we need people to read it. Because we need people to read it. It's the only way people read it. The worst part is 24-hour news do the same thing. Yeah, I know. And I go, there's no justification for 24-hour news. No, because it's not actually informing you of anything. No. They're literally just saying stuff without actually vetting any of the information or figuring anything out. And there's then when you berate them about it, they go, you can't do that. That's wrong. You shouldn't do it. No, you're not news people. I feel like we're getting too political. Yeah, no. So we'll talk about that Ezra Miller sex scene. That was weird. It's so weird. It's the weirdest sex scene I've ever seen. Because it came off super feminine. He was the woman and she was the man. He was, because he basically and then push it down to the bed by the head, and then you see in those in 9.5 Weeks kind of movies. Suck my nipple. Ugh. Yeah, but first he climbed on top of her he was the woman. Yeah. And I go, I don't know if you know, because the first I thought was you've never seen sex before, not even had it, you've never seen it because you're the man. Weird. And he climbed on her like a girl. Yeah. And it's that's not how parts line up. Yeah. You can't straddle her. Nope. Also, you're still wearing pants. Yeah. And then it was he did a line of Adderall off her forehead. Yeah. And then he's lick my nipples. And then he gets off. It's oh, you take control. Yeah, you take control. Yeah, and then he my safe word is pineapple. What? Which is weird because he shares a safe word with Nathan Drake. If you remember that in Uncharted 4. Yeah. My safe word is pineapple. What? So that was really weird. Yeah. And then they just. He was hit me. And she's doing it soft, limp wristed slapping. No, this. And then he slaps her, and then she just full on decks him in the eye,
He goes,
and
pineapple!
then that moment that we all feared happened.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh my god, because as soon as I saw his apartment in his room, I was like,
yeah, because
you live with your parents.
Exactly.
How old are you?
Exactly. That's the same feeling I had.
Because no 20-year-old something living in an apartment on his own.
He's not going to have the decor for that room.
He wouldn't have it because he also, even if he liked it, couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Especially since
that definitely had an expensive feel. And plus, jumping ahead, his mom looked too young for him. Being the mom. Playing his mom.
Maybe. Although we all know age is a weird thing. People just hit like 35 and stop aging. Or 40, however old Colin Quinn is. Yeah, so they just hit a point and they stop aging. Or like, like in Ghost Rider, that movie starring Nicolas Cage, where him and Eva Mendes are the same age.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, that's how that works. That's how women just stop aging at like 25, and then men just keep getting older and more distinguished.
Yeah.
Or crazier looking with their weird eyes and their toupees. He's wearing a wig.
Yeah.
He always wears a wig. Him and John Travolta with their fake hair.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, no, then it just gets real weird, and then his mom comes in after she gets punched. He's like, "Mommy!" He's like whining like a little kid. She's like one of those trust fund kids, these stupid millennials that I hate so much. And then it was like, he's 16. That's illegal.
Yeah. Which, by the way, once again, we had a discussion while watching the film. He's too young to be working at that establishment.
Yeah.
Especially as an intern.
Especially since he's 16.
Right.
Why is he not in school?
Yeah. That's why I think they messed up. I think it's like, oh, it'd be cool if he's young. 18's still legal, so it's like, I guess we have to go, like, let's go younger.
Yeah, no, it's like Animal House.
Yeah.
That old movie Animal House, where that guy where the college guy hits on the girl who's working at the grocery store as being a cashier, and then he goes out on a date with her, and then he sleeps with her in a field, then he finds out she's 12.
Which doesn't make any sense.
And you go, you can't work at 12.
Yeah.
Unless you're in your parents' store, in which case you will not be the cashier at 12.
And why when was that movie made? In the 70s, right? Or 60s?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think it was the 70s.
Why is that acceptable?
You mean why?
As a joke. They have sex with a 12-year-old.
I don't know.
That's weird, right? It's like different standards at different times. Like, why is that funny?
That's
totally creepy. It's creepy
when it's Ezra Miller.
Yeah, I know. So it's like, what the hell?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, what?
I don't know.
What's going on?
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like, she's 12.
Like, yeah.
She's not even 13.
She haven't even hit teenage yet.
Yeah, it's like, what?
Also, that woman was 25 if she was a day.
Yeah. Yeah, the person who played that 12-year-old. Yeah.
Like that's like a Rob Lowe situation.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it turns out that girl that I had sex with on videotape was underage. Oops. Luckily, America forgave me because I said that she lied to me. I don't know if she actually lied. It doesn't really matter. Maybe it never came up. Yeah. Maybe if you're Rob Lowe going around banging people indiscriminately on videotape, maybe you card them first. Pornography learned this lesson a long time ago.
Tracy Lord was her name? Yes, she was.
Oh, God.
No, but like people forget about the whole thing. Or what's his name? The guy you just said?
Rob Lowe?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he did the West Wing where he had sex with a prostitute. By the way, Dennis, remember, if this administration gets you down, just watch The West Wing. It'll make you feel real bad and also real terrible about your living situation. Because it's like, oh, this is Aaron Sorkin writing about politics and how everything could be great if people just did the right thing. They even have good Republicans in here. And then season 4 happens, and then after that happens, stop watching the show. Well, okay, don't stop watching the show. Watch like another 2 episodes till they resolve the thing that happened, and then stop watching the show. Because you'll also notice, if you're like me, especially if you watch it straight through, there's clearly a different writer here. Because, like, out of that moment where Jed Bartlett got up and then said something, and it was kind of smart-ass, but also really poignant, or whatever, doesn't happen. Just stops happening for the next 3 years. It's like, that's okay. Yeah. He just like, sits, and they just show a close-up of him just thinking. He's like, that's not the Jed Bartlett I thought of. Did he have a stroke and no one told me? Man, I already got shot. Spoiler, he gets shot at some point.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a weird sex scene. Oh, and then they broke up because she wasn't at the thing or whatever, and then she whatever, and they had that long conversation where she wouldn't let him go to sleep, even though he had to go to a career rehabilitating
the extremely
surgery.
Selfish thing that you could destroy a man's career,
and she would not let him. Do this.
Actually, two men's career.
Yeah, it would be two people's career. It was his credibility and the other guy's actual physical ability to do his job. Just so she could talk it out, so they wouldn't go to bed mad. You know what normal people do, by the way, especially when they get up in the morning and they just had a fight. They go, "No, I'm not mad," and they do it in a really kind of angry way. So you clearly know you're not mad. No, I'm not mad, and then they spoon and they go to sleep and they wake up in the morning, go about their job, and they continue the fight after work. That's what they do. That's what normal people do. You know what he has to do tomorrow.
We're going to time out right now. We're going to sleep. Going to go to work. And then we're going to time in.
But good on Amari for actually going, no.
He even gets up and tries to run. He's like, no.
I love when he pulled the thing out of his arm and the blood splattered all over David Hayter. David Hayter?
Hatter? Yeah, Hatter, yeah.
Is it David?
No.
What's his name?
Bill
Hader.
Yeah.
Sorry, David Hayter is the voice of Snake.
Oh, okay.
From Metal Gear Solid.
Right.
He also wrote the screenplay. I don't know if he wrote the one that for the actual movie that filmed. I don't remember. I don't look at the credits for Watchmen. Like back in the day, he wrote a screenplay. He's a screenplay writer as well, not just the voice. He only really does Snake until they dropped him for Kiefer Sutherland in the new one.
Really?
Yeah, and then the guy who made those games left the company, and then they're like, "Oh, we'll make a what's the name of it? It's not Kaplink. No. Coleco? No, that's a thing. What's the not? Maybe it's not a mahjong. What's the dumb? It's a Japanese game.
Okay, that's a lot of Japanese games.
It's like gambling kind of. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They made a machine and they put it's Metal Gear and it's got cutscenes in it and stuff like that. But it's just it's not an actual Metal Gear game. It's just this game that's
That's weird.
Not really. It's Japan. Konami is not exactly doing the best right now, so it makes a certain amount of sense. Anyway, so this he rips the thing out. Blood goes all over him because like this dude is clearly nodding off. I have just been sedated. I'm not letting him cut up my legs. I got my job, and he tries to get out of there, and then he ends up falling down outside the thing, and then they call it off, and then they go back and have their real fight.
Yeah.
He says some real truths like, yeah, I'm kind of not okay with you banging an indiscriminate number of men.
Yeah, you smoke too much weed and you drink too much.
Yeah, you do too much.
So you want to break up with me? No, I think you just need to calm it down a little bit.
I love how she's.
Because she's so used to just like, oh, it's out. That means out. It's like, no, just means you just turn it down a little bit.
Although I would like to point out, why are they still sleeping in her apartment?
I don't know.
He clearly has a better apartment.
Yeah, I know.
He's got that doctor salary. He works on nothing but high end sports guys.
Yeah.
He's got all kinds of good reputation. He just got an award for it.
He's friends with LeBron James. Okay.
His best homie is LeBron James, who for some reason never spends any time in Cleveland. Lives in New York.
Talks about it all the time.
Yeah, but never goes there.
Rave. Yeah.
Never is there. Yeah. This movie takes place over months. He never seems to be in Cleveland. It's quite a jaunt from Cleveland to New York.
It's almost like he lives in New York for some reason.
It's almost like they couldn't get any New York people.
Which they did, because the guy he operates is...
They did.
But I guess there's no like outstanding basketball player from the Knicks or Nets. I guess. I guess. I'll follow basketball. I fucking know.
Well, no, I think that...
I guess they wanted a name that even if you didn't watch it, you would know.
Yeah, I think it's also because LeBron James was thinking about starting an acting career. There was some rumblings of remaking Space Jam with LeBron James.
Oh.
To which I go, don't remake Space Jam.
No.
Don't remake Space Jam. Because it's not the greatest of movies.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people don't even watch Looney Tunes anymore. I'm sorry.
I don't know what they play anymore. I do know this. The best thing about Space Jam was the soundtrack.
Yes.
And I only have one song from it.
Is that the I Hit 'Em High song?
Yes.
Yes.
About the Monstars.
Yeah.
It's weird to see all those rappers never swear. They're like, oh yeah, this is a whole song with Busta Rhymes on it. Like, Busta Rhymes never swears. I mean, LL Cool J wasn't really into the swearing.
Yeah.
But who else was in that? I don't even remember.
Cypress Hill.
No, it's true. Well, Be Real was in it. Not all of them. And then, I don't know, other people. Either way, is kind of an awesome song, even though it is 90s as anything. But yeah. So yeah, it's just I don't know what.
Was Danny DeVito the main bad guy? Right, he was there.
I honestly can't remember.
Like it was some. I think it was Danny DeVito.
Those guys clearly cheated though. That man had a cannon in his chest.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Anyway, but anyway, this movie. What else happened? Where am I?
Which basically towards the end.
Well, no, but because they break up, and I'm sitting there. They're quote unquote breaking up, air quotes breaking up, and I'm going like, I'm on his side.
Yeah, totally. Like she's to blame on this.
Like you almost cost him his job in his career,
yeah.
and you could have ruined somebody else's career because you wanted to talk about some stuff.
Exactly. Like she clearly brought a lot of baggage to this relationship that she didn't want to settle at all. But she's like, no, you just have to accept it. It's like, you can't just dump this on me. You can't just dump this on me.
I just go. There was that nurse with a tan or possibly brown. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
It's New York, they got tanning booths and brown people. Who knows? Who knows? Just date that woman, and forget Schumer.
Amy.
Forget this Amy person because she's terrible for you. Yeah. It's like she makes you go out and drink late, which is a problem for your job. Yeah. You don't need shaky hands where you're using a scalpel to reconstruct somebody's knee.
No.
Ugh. Although, by the way, that'd have been great if John Cena was actually John Cena, and then he had to go to him because, like, I ripped this thing off the bone, so please fix me, Doc.
Yeah.
Although that Triple H one, why am I talking so much about wrestling?
Because John Cena's in it.
Because John Cena's in it, I know, and I just think of like the injuries that they've incurred. I just remember
a lot of these like injuries are disgusting, especially the pec one. Oh, the pec
one was gross, but the Triple H when he tore his quad off the bone was real gross. How do you do that? I don't know, but it happened like mid-match, and they finished the match. But the quad is a big thing, and they put him in the Walls of Jericho, I think, or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah, it was the Walls of Jericho.
Yeah,
Lion Tamer was when he was in WCW.
Yeah. So he put him in the Walls of Jericho on the table, and I was like, that was after. It's like, oh God, that seems horrible. And then he walked up the ramp. And he's like, I think I tore my quad. And the doctor's like, you didn't tear your quad. You wouldn't be walking. And he looks down and he's like, you tore your quad. It's like, I don't know how you're walking. It's insane. So, but yeah. and then they what happens? She goes and pouts back to her sister who's got a family now.
Yeah.
She's going to have a daughter.
And then they basically realize, like, oh, he's good for you. Just go get him. And then she does this whole entire thing. Somehow she talked to the New York Jets.
The Knicks.
The Knicks.
We're talking to we never see any of this. We just see her.
It just somehow happens.
Running through the streets and catching a train in a really, really short skirt. Above the knee skirt. Yeah. And you can tell I'm saying this because I'm only making note of it because that's all she wears in this movie is skirts. Even to her dad's funeral. Skirt above the knee.
Make a long story short, she does this little dance routine with the cheerleaders, and she half-ass does it.
Don't you think? I mean, there's so much preparation.
She's like, I'm out of shape. It's like, yeah.
But there's so much preparation. That was weeks of preparation for someone who doesn't dance to dance. I mean, she did it horribly.
Maybe she can't dance at all in real life.
Maybe not.
Because that's what it seems like. If you do all this like prep work and you pull that up, it's like maybe you can't dance in real life.
To be fair, it's a Judd Apatow movie. He'd be like, just screw it up. Just do it. It's funny. Yeah. And then he gets, I don't know, he like drinks beer, spills it all on his shirt. And then his way too attractive for him wife shows up. It's like, oh, hey. But
that sounds bitter for a person. I don't know if he deserves that. Does he deserve it? I don't know. I feel like he said something at some point, and I was like, I don't like you anymore.
Oh,
he might have. I think it was on the Young Turks where I saw something like that. He might have
maybe. I don't know. I honestly can't remember. I very rarely don't like movies he directs or writes. This one exists. I sometimes like stuff that is adjacent. In
that universe, yeah.
Like I liked Superbad, but he had nothing to do with it.
Right.
But he knew that, like he maybe produced it or something like that. But that was
there's a lot of films he does.
That was like a Seth Rogen written thing, and Adam. Yeah. Adam some. I forget. I think he's the guy who did the one about the stock market.
Oh, really?
Isn't he or is that Will Ferrell's guy? I can't remember.
I thought that was Will Ferrell's guy.
Maybe Will Ferrell's guy. But I knew it was a comedy guy.
Yeah.
But they worked with Apatow as well.
Yeah. Because Apatow produced all those Anchorman. Or he directed. I don't know. He did something with it.
I hate those movies.
Yeah. Well, Apatow has a certain feel to him.
I know he did 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yes.
I hated that one. I didn't hate that one.
He did Knocked Up.
He did Knocked Up. I didn't like that either. It's one of those things, I feel nothing for these people. I feel like I should, but I don't feel anything for these people.
Superbad wasn't it? Get Him to the Greek? I don't know if he did.
I don't think so.
No, but it was connected in a universe.
Yeah, it was a Jason Segel thing.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't. It was connected to the Jason Segel movie.
Right.
It was it was about
Sarah
the guy.
Marshall.
It was about the
Eldest Snow.
Yeah. Although they both had Jonah Hill in them playing two different people.
Right. You know what's funny? In this movie, there was on the cover, there was covers all over the place in the magazine of stuff. There was Russell Brand was in it. I was like, is this in the same universe?
I don't even know if any of these are in the same universe.
Because that's the thing. It's like
right whatever they want.
Yeah, they just look. Well, we have that stock. Just put it in there. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what else? What else did he do? It doesn't really matter.
In the comedian movie.
Yeah, the comedian movie, and the comedian. I don't know what it's called. I Have Cancer. That's what it is. Yeah. I couldn't finish it. I couldn't even fast forward through it.
Who did This Is the End? It just had a bunch of people in it.
Yeah, that was more that offshoot Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
James Franco crew.
Right. He didn't do. I think he produced Pineapple Express.
Probably.
Right. But Seth Rogen, that was a Seth Rogen thing.
Maybe.
Right.
So, yeah. What we're getting at is I like Seth Rogen more, even though I hate his laugh.
It's a stoner laugh.
Yeah, I know, because
what's going on?
And you know that because when Kevin Smith started becoming more stoner, he started laughing more.
Is incredibly funny because he always talked about smoking weed and started actually smoking weed in his 40s.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, you started now. I thought you always partake. He's like, no, I never did.
Not really.
I never really even drank. It was like,
you just were next to a guy who did everything.
Right. Right.
All right, so let's get done.
Yeah.
With this. That movie existed. I said jokingly, not jokingly, I wish, oh my God, I just forgot her name.
Amy Schumer?
No.
Brie Olsen?
Brie Olsen.
Larson.
Brie Larson was the one who starred in this movie instead. Because I at least like her.
Right.
And I don't have to go, I don't agree with your views on politics. Because I don't know them.
Yeah.
Well, Amy Schumer was very much a Hillary supporter.
Because she's like, we get it.
Which you can be a Hillary supporter.
We get it.
It's just that she was all Amy Schumer about it. Was the problem?
Yeah,
it wasn't who she backed.
It's the whole Chelsea Handler thing where it's like they were so pro her and she's Chelsea Handler, so she just like blindly follows anyone. It's like I don't care, just vote for her. It's like okay.
Yeah, no, it was more of the do you have to be? It's like you can be for her, don't be a dick about it.
No, they both totally were a dick about it.
Yeah,
and that was one of the problems, and one of the reasons why Hillary didn't win. She won the popular vote, but she didn't win the electoral vote.
By like 2 million votes.
Yeah, I know.
That's a problem.
But that's the thing. People don't understand. There's a problem. It wasn't just the emails. It wasn't just all this stuff. We need to end this. Yes. But they don't realize there's a whole list of things why she didn't get in.
We should get rid of that electoral college. All right, we're getting out of here. I'm gonna go get some food. You gonna go get some food? I'm gonna get some food.
Yeah.
Independently of one another.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't. I'll record an intro. Then, bye. Friends, family, Romans, countrymen. You got things to yell at us in a mean and irate way, or possibly a kind-hearted way if you're feeling that way? Hit us up on the Twitters. Una Potato Dose. Hashtag Beards for Prosperity. With the number 4, just for clarity. Beards for the kids, man. Everyone gets a beard. Or shoot us an email at unapotatovids@gmail.com. Now, go out into the world and do something more productive than sitting in a dark room recording a podcast that no one's listening to.